Flying butterflies. So I'm literally going to grab all my 3 cushions that I've got here, one on top of the other. And I'm going to bring the soles of my feet together, allowing the knees to fall out to the sides softly, creating some relaxation into the hips, noticing how that feels. And then just bring those cushions quite close towards the sacrum and allowing my upper body to fold over those cushions. Relaxing the head down, really creating that opening into the heart space. And you have options here. Option 1 is to keep the arms just hanging next towards the body, palms facing up towards the sky. Or if you want to bring in a little bit of a shoulder stretch and an even deeper heart opener, then you may want to bring your arms all the way overhead. Maybe grabbing a hold of your opposite elbows. Or maybe just the wrists. Whatever feels good here for you. And closing down the eyes. And using those first few moments to settle in. To find your space. And to start to let go into your body. Yin is a practice of surrender. Of letting go into places where we didn't even realize we were holding tension. Every time we encounter something we don't like, something we don't want, let's call it a stressor. Every time we encounter a stressor in life, our bodies contract. And often we have our weak spot. So it's that same spot that keeps contracting. And the moment you keep it contracted for too long, it becomes an ailment. That never-ending ache in your shoulder maybe, or your lower back. That thing that's always there. And all we need to do to get rid of that ache is to listen to our bodies. Because the start of that tiny little ache, that first sign, is actually the sign of something different. It's a sign that you've gone too far. A sign that you've worked too hard. A sign that you've not been eating well or sleeping well. A sign that you've been putting too much energy into the wrong things. And all we need to do is pick up that sign and listen to it. And to give ourselves whatever we need in that moment. But we don't listen. At least not often enough. So a yin practice provides a moment to listen. To become quiet. And still. So today we're going to listen. We're going to work into our heart space. and into our solar plexus space. And those together are all about loving ourselves and having confidence and trust in ourselves. So in whatever way that resonates with you, maybe that connects to something that's going on for you right now. How or where do you need more self-love, self-confidence? And maybe setting yourself a little intention for your practice today. And then slowly, with every breath in, you breathe into your heart. And you breathe in that love for yourself and that confidence in yourself. Every inhale, really expanding into that chest, allowing your heart to grow. And with every exhale, letting go of self-doubt, maybe even self-hatred, and that feeling of not being good enough. Inhale for self-love. Exhale, letting go of the self-doubt. And in this pose, this reclined butterfly, which is one of my favorites when it comes to opening up your heart. Allowing that full expansion in. And allowing the rest of your body to get really soft. Your shoulders to soften, fully relax. Your hips fully softening. And noticing if you can actually let go in your knees. Or that somewhere you're keeping them up. Trying to find the heaviness into this pose. And giving your body permission to settle. Grounding into the earth. Letting go. And just keep following your own breath. And noticing the movement of your breath through your body. Finding that awareness with your own body. And noticing how it actually feels in this pose. How it feels to expand into your chest, into your heart. to open up through the hips, which is the place where we store so many of our emotions. And if at some point it may get too much for your knees or your hips, you're free to bring the knees back towards one another. We're going to stay here for 5 more breaths. Slow your breath down. And when you're at the end of your last breath there, just slowly begin by bringing your arms down if you had them overhead. And with your hands, you're going to bring your knees very gently back together. Noticing how that feels into the legs. You start to walk your feet out towards the edges of your mat so your knees can fall in towards one another. Just staying there for another breath or two. Observing what's happening into the legs, into the hips, maybe the arms as well, and the chest. And just giving that hip rotation the opposite way. At your own pace and time, you're going to roll over to either side. So you can gently press yourself up. You're going to take the cushions or your blocks out of the way, keeping the eyes soft and your movement slow. And you lay yourself down back onto your backs. Very easy. We'll take a brief Shavasana kind of in between. We'll do that often today, in between our poses, to give ourselves a moment to allow the effects of your pose to settle and manifest into the body. And for you to notice and observe those effects. And they come in little energy waves, kind of. Maybe even a ticklish feeling. Tiny sensations. And our next pose, the beautiful heart opener and side body opener as well, Bananasana. It's always a nice one. And for this, you're going to bring your, kind of scoop your body over to the full right edge of your mat. So your feet are touching the lower right corner of the mat. Your head is connected to the upper right corner of your mat. You're in one straight line. And from here, bring the arms overhead and starting to walk the hands and the shoulders as far over to your left side as you can. So you want to lift the shoulders up a few times, wiggle them over to your left side, keeping the hips where they are. And then you're going to do the exact same thing with your feet, walking the feet over to the left lower corner of your mat as far as they can go, until you start to feel that good stretch into the right side of the body. We're creating this banana shape, C shape, moon shape, whatever you want to call it. Stretching out the right side. And then allow your left cheek to fall down towards your left upper arm. Your elbows are soft, so let your arms just fall and rest wherever they land. And then come back to your breath and you breathe back into it all. And if you need to, walk your hands and feet out further to your left while you keep the hips on the right side, then do so until you find that good stretch onto the whole right side of your body. And then finding stillness into your pose. Giving you a few moments of silence to just feel into it, to let go, to soften your body. Really taking a moment here to check in. Where can you let go a little bit deeper? Where can you relax the body more? And where do you notice that contraction? That place where it feels tight? And can you bring your energy, your awareness there? And bit by bit, giving into it. As if you're placing a warm blanket on top of that place. And allowing the warmth to open up that place. Now, if you want to take it a little bit further into this pose, then you're very welcome to wiggle your hands and shoulders one more tiny bit over to the left. And you may lift and cross your right ankle over your left ankle. But your challenge is to keep both your sitting bones down into the mat. So if you feel that right hip is coming off, gently try to draw it down, or just take the right ankle again just off and let it directly touch the floor. Five more breaths. And then really slowly, just letting go of that right foot over the left foot if you had it. Starting to walk your feet back towards the center, your hips back towards the center. Same for the shoulders, and just bring your arms back down again. Coming back into your Shavasana, into the middle. While you keep your eyes closed and soft, just breathe. And feel the effects, feel the energy starting to Move through the body and find corners that it couldn't find before. We're slowly digging into those deep layers of self-doubt, of not feeling good enough, of always feeling you need to do or be more. Now give your body just another few breaths to dig deep into those layers. And whenever you're ready, we're going to take it all over to the other side. So begin by wiggling your whole body over to the left corner, or sorry, left edge of your mat. Then arms come overhead first. Starting to walk hands and shoulders, just lifting them up a few times, as far out to the right side as you can. And then the same for the feet. Walk the feet towards the right corner of your mat, finding that C shape again, a banana shape. And bringing yourself into that position where you feel a good stretch on the left side of the body. At the same time, you're finding your edge, but you're able to soften into it. Allow your head to drop to the right. Relax your jaw, your eyeballs, and the frown in between your eyebrows. And again, checking in. Where can you soften deeper? Where can you let go? And can you bring your breath a little bit more into the left side of your body? Breathing into the ribs, in between the ribs. And feeling that sensation of opening all the way from your left pinky toe towards your left pinky finger. And you're welcome for the last bit of this pose to maybe walk shoulders and hands even a little further, and maybe lifting the left leg up and crossing left ankle over right. Again, keeping the hips down. And then settling in again. Inhaling that self-love. Exhaling the self-doubt. Three more breaths. And then gently bringing the arms back down and starting to release the left ankle, wiggling the body back into the center of your mat. Finding the midline and fully relaxing and just observing. How does the body feel? It's funny with these type of poses. The moment you let go, you come out, suddenly there's this subtle explosion of sensations. And gently bring the knees into your chest. Giving yourself a little squeeze, hugging hands around the knees. Maybe massaging the lower back a little bit. Making some circles. And bringing those hands just behind your thighs and just start to rock up a few times, rolling over the spine. Massaging it all the way, top to bottom, until you find some momentum to sit up all the way straight. And then straight away, bringing your hands down, rolling over your knees, coming into the center of your mat, tabletop here. Now just taking a few rounds here of a basic cat and cow flow. Hands underneath your shoulders, fingers spread nice and wide, and take a moment to actually ground your hands here. Knees underneath your hips, and then take a deep breath in to bring the belly down and open that heart space as much as you can without forcing it. And then exhale to round the spine, chin to chest. Push into the hands gently, breathing into the back of your heart. Inhale again to arch and open. And exhale to round. Inhale to arch and open. Exhale to round. Just taking a few more times, a few more rounds like that. And feel free to bring in any other movement if you need to. Maybe some circles or H shapes. Just allowing your movement to connect with your breath. And then gently come back to the center. Now from here, you're gonna sink your hips down, either side, and swing your legs forwards. You're gonna plant your feet out as wide as your mat. So there's really some space in between your feet. Now bring your cushions close again. Probably two, unless you have a very thick one. You're gonna bring those cushions to your right side. And what you're gonna do, you're gonna drop your knees to the right side in kind of a 90-90 angle. You're gonna twist your body as far as you can. Bring the cushions close towards the right hip. Hands around the cushion. Taking a deep breath in. Lengthening through the spine and lifting your heart. And with an exhale, just allow your upper body to drop over those cushions. You may wrap your hands either underneath your forehead or around the cushions. Making sure your belly is supported by those. Deer pose. A very grounding and comforting one. one that really helps us to connect with ourselves. If you want to intensify your twist here, you can come onto your left cheek. So you go a little bit deeper into it. Allow your upper body to be super soft. Your left hip is coming off the mat. That's totally fine. And notice how you're breathing. You want to feel your belly expand against your pillows. And remember, every inhale, self-confidence. Every exhale, letting go of the self-doubt. Three more breaths. Finding that sensation of heaviness. Let it go. And then super slowly start to lift your head up. Bring your hands back underneath the shoulders, framing that cushion, and gently coming back to the center. Taking your cushions out of the way and laying down back onto your back. Your mini Shavasana. Take your moment to observe. To be so relaxed and so soft. And then when you're ready, again, knees in towards your chest. Hands behind the thighs. Just a gentle rock again. Maybe 2 or 3 until you're sitting straight up. I'm going to take it over to the other side. So take your cushions, bring them over to your left side. And then begin again by stepping the feet out towards the edges of your mat, knees bent. From there, you're going to drop the knees over to your left side and starting to turn the body that way too, bringing the cushions again underneath. Taking a breath in here for a moment to just lengthen through the spine and lift the heart. And then softly starting to lean forward. Relaxing into it. And again, finding that belly fully supported. Just focusing on your breath. Staying with that breath. And again, just noticing those layers of self-doubt. Where did I hold in your body? Where does it contract? And can you give yourself permission to let go into those layers? Three more breaths. And three more opportunities for you to let go of any of those negative feelings about yourself. You are enough. You're doing enough. You're good right as you are. And then just slowly lifting your head up, coming out the same way as you came in. Keeping your eyes just very softly gazing. Cushions out of the way and just lay back down onto your backs into your mini Shavasana. We're really starting to slow all those movements down. How does it make you feel? So give yourself permission to just take a moment out for yourself and to be aware and to listen to the signs. And to observe those contractions. And then again, one more time, knees in towards your chest. Hands behind the thighs. And start to rock up. And from there, hands in front of you. And come straight down onto your bellies here. So making your way down any way you like onto your belly. Now our next pose is actually really comfortable. You're going to bring your hands one on top of the other and then the forehead down onto those hands. You're going to take your right knee. Bring the right knee into a 90-degree angle, sliding it over the floor. So you're kind of opening softly into that hip space. So your knee is at the same height as your hip, and your right ankle is in line with the knee. Your right foot is flexed. Spider-Man pose. So in that angle, just allowing your forehead to drop, your upper body to be relaxed, and to let those hips sink down towards the floor. And with that whole body grounded into the earth, notice the movement of your breath against the floor. Follow the wave. And the moment in that breath flow, when the space just above the navel presses a little harder into the mat, and when the space around your heart presses a little harder into the mat because you're breathing in, connect then with that self-love. You are enough. Three more breaths here. And then gently starting to slide that right knee back down, extending the right leg backwards, bringing your favorite cheek down towards the mat. Shoot your arms backwards. Just finding some comfort here, a rebound pose on our bellies this time. And try to make your body here 5 or 10% heavier. And now we'll take it to the other side. So bring again your hands folded underneath the forehead. Starting to slide your left knee up until it's at the same height as your hip. And the left ankle stags just in line with the left knee, allowing the left hip to drop gently. And rest again. And this is one of those poses. It doesn't feel necessarily like it's doing a lot, but it's actually quite a deep hip opener. And allows the hips to really melt. Create space into the pelvic floor. And it's super grounding. Three more breaths. And then gently lifting the head, sliding the left knee back down, extending the left leg backwards. Taking your arms again behind, and then take your other cheek. Your shoulders drop completely. Your face and your jaw is soft. Finding that sensation of heaviness. And then slowly bringing your hands back underneath your shoulders. Keeping the gaze soft, pressing yourself back up. And straight away sliding the legs forwards. So you can start to roll back down onto your back. Hugging knees into chest. And now from here, you're going to cross your right ankle over the left knee. So not the whole knee. So it's right ankle on top of the knee. And then you press gently that right knee out towards the right. You keep the right foot flexed. And then from here, you're going to drop both of your knees over to your right side. All the way down towards the floor. You're really letting the weight of the right foot pull the left knee down and opening up your arms, either wide or into cactus, doesn't matter. And bringing your gaze over to your left hand. Allowing the body to drop. The breath starting down in your lower belly and then up towards your chest. Breathing into the heart space. And noticing how slowly, bit by bit, your body is creating that space. Going deep into those layers. Just using your breath to guide it. So again, where can you let go? Where can you soften? Taking one more breath in. And with an exhale, you slowly come back to the center. Hugging the knees again in towards your chest. Just taking a moment there. Maybe rocking gently from side to side. How do you feel? And then again, we'll take it to the other side. So drop your right foot down, cross your left ankle over the right knee, flexing the foot, and then opening that left knee out to the left. So you're really finding that figure four, opening into the hip space. And from there, you're going to drop both of your knees over to your left side this time. Allowing the weight of your left foot to drop the right knee down. And see if you can relax into the legs here. And then opening up through the right side. Maybe extending the right arm. Bring your gaze towards it. Soften into your face. Relax your eyeballs into their sockets. Your forehead is soft. Your lips may part a little bit to relax the jaw. And breathe into that belly and then all the way up into the heart space. Full expansion. And bit by bit, cell by cell, you feel your body open and relax. And then gently coming back to the center. Unlocking your knees and going straight into our final rebound and our really final relaxation here. Shavasana. Now you may want to just prop yourself up with some cushions underneath your knees, maybe something warm to cover if you feel like you're cooling down. Anything that makes you feel comfortable. Anything that you need right now. So taking a moment to settle in. And then let go. Heaviness again. Allowing your whole back body to melt into the earth. Keep your chin up, little stargazer, at worlds above our own. You are small, but you are stardust, and that is worth more than you've known. For every sun and solar flare is made up just like you. And if they are cause for wonder, then I promise you are too. Look out, little stargazer, till nothing's left unseen, and know there's not a patch of sky where no one else's eyes have been. That the darkness that enfolds you holds countless other starlit hearts, and with this you stand together, though you live lifetimes apart. Be brave now, little stargazer. The sky is growing light, and courage wanes like moonbeams when it's pulled out from the night. But like those who gaze before you, know that when your heart is full of fear, that it is always in your darkness that the stars start to appear. With those words, just slowly start to bring some movement back into your body. Wiggling toes, fingers. Just bringing in whatever you feel like right now. Maybe good stretch overhead. And at some point, hugging the knees in towards your chest. And then rolling over to your favorite side. And when you're ready, with your eyes closed, just making your way up to a seated cross-legged position. Hands into your heart space. Allowing your thumbs to connect with your heart. Notice your heart beating your chest. And taking a moment here to come back to your intention if you set one at the start of our practice. How do you feel about that intention now? What did your practice teach you? What did you learn? And what are you going to take with you off the mat? And bowing your forehead down towards your fingers, saying gratitude for coming onto the mat today, for taking the time out for yourself. And taking one more deep breath in, full of self-love and self-confidence. And a deep exhale, letting go of that last bit of self-doubt. Namaste.